Hello there, fellow wanderers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to the Wandering Village. Episode 6. Hot Deserts and Radio Signals. No, I'll grow corn until I run out of water. It's possible that I don't run out of water. It depends on how large this desert is. But what I could do is I could spin up another farm and start to grow cactus in parity with the water, so that I'm fine. But the thing is, I have a massive berry farm, and the berries are still fine. They're still have no problem in this climate, so I'm not concerned because of how much I invested into the berries. Coffee Talk is a visual novel game, just like Wandering Village. Cool. Well, thank you for the raid, and I appreciate it. Yeah, Wandering Village is it's quite the aesthetically pleasing game, that is for sure. Here we go. Shrine Expedition, please, not a random event. Please just let me have the notes. Here they come. Fingers crossed. Yay! I have the notes. So, given the notes, I can now spice rack up both my kitchens. These are going to be highest priority. I don't exactly have all the herbs. I have 56 out of 60, but there is some wild herbs growing right here. So, and I might not count the herbs that are on the ground. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that got done. All right, is there anywhere for these guys to go? Yeah, let's head to the Oasis. How am I finding Wandering Village? I really enjoy it. It's a really great village builder. Let's see if we can't find any herbs out here. I mean, there are herbs over here that have yet to be hauled. What I could do is go to the priority tool and like high priority haul this stuff, so it's pulled back into our stockpiles. And I'll do the same for over here, because this has been a big mess for a while. Oh, we have a radio transmission. The antenna. It's working. It's actually working. We just received our first transmission. Oh, here, if you please. Wow, she's real squiggly. We hear you, but the signal is rather bad. Could you please repeat? You, Onbu, talk, a blueprint, upgrade antenna. Hello? Hello? We've lost the signal, but it looks like they managed to send us something. Let's see here. It appears to be a blueprint for an upgrade for our antenna tower, just like they said. An upgrade for this thing we just dug out of the ground a few days ago? I'm not really sure about this. How in the world would anyone have access to this kind of technology? Don't be so skeptical now, dear. Everything has worked out so far, hasn't it? But I don't think we find the materials for the blueprint, the calls for, on our Onbu. We should keep an eye out for any landmarks on the ground and send scavengers there. We've been scavenging this whole time. Once we complete the upgrade, we might be able to re-establish contact. Considering the fact that they mentioned Onbu, they might have even more invaluable information. So, taking a look at the antenna, the upgrade requires iron ore, which we have 26, so we can get that done now. Oh, good, herbs. Highest priority harvest, go. My food is not really being met right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the smoking hut, and then I'm going to transition the meals that the kitchens make to corn-based meals and berry-based meals, and then I can also just continually harvest these berries for berry muesli. But there we go. This kitchen is done. This is the one making berry muesli, so they're taking 3 berries to turn it into 4 meals. from the benefit of the spice rack. And then as soon as we can spice rack the other kitchen, we'll do that for corn polenta. Or actually maybe beets initially, because we have some beets from the last biome. Now, I don't yet know sleep command, so I can't tell Onbu to sleep here. But the thing is, the desert, one of the unique benefits of the desert is it doesn't have water, but the desert also never has toxicity. So it doesn't really matter where Onbu sleeps. Sleeping in the desert, or sleeping in the sleeping spot would recover sleep faster, but there is not... Oh, and Onbu decided to sleep anyway, so it's moot. Oh, the other issue is the clay gathering. Yeah, you can't really gather clay when it's... Wait, what the hell? It said it ran out of clay, but that's not true because there's still a clay deposit. But yeah, while you're in the desert, your clay deposits aren't going to regenerate either. With that in mind, I do have 211 clay, so it's not like I'm really hard up on clay. So I'm just going to keep the clay camp empty anyway. I think this is going to be a first Onbu ball. But I don't have enough mushrooms for any more, so I'm going to shut down the Onbu kitchen. And now that the antenna's upgraded, ooh, look how fancy that looks. Here we go, another transmission. The upgrade is complete. Well done. Though we'll have to wait for someone to contact us whether see it actually made any difference. The thing gets more and more hideous the longer I look at it. He's so ornery. Hideous, I think it's okay. Let's just call it beautiful in its own way. And wheat harvesting just got researched. So the thing I wanted after wheat harvesting is windmill. We don't have enough wood planks for that, so that's going to have to wait. So I'll shut down the research building until we have the wood planks. So wheat, if you're wondering, is a sort of middle of the ground crop, but it's really high yield. In fact, I'll read its blurb here for you. Learn how to plant and harvest wheat. Wheat is hardy, but needs a lot of space and time to grow. So wheat's one of those crops that will require more farm fields than other crops, but it will yield a lot. So it's like long grow time, low labor. Oh, and the other kitchen is up. So the other kitchen, we're gonna finish beet soup. And then once we run out of beets, we'll move over to corn. Oh, speaking of which... Oh, we don't have any corn yield yet. Okay. I was gonna say I need to turn corn off as a crop that we would eat. But we've not even harvested our first corn. And yeah, the whole city tilts a little bit as he breathes. Onbu the good boy. I'm going to enable the other scav hut because there is a sand dune that we can head out to collect our first sand. Changing the priority up here. Research windmill is the new priority. Food is a little scarce at the moment. All the more reason to get both kitchens. Food is just generally going to be a little scarce in the deserts. That's just how the deserts are. It's hard to grow anything in here. But with that said, one of the things I was planning on doing, which I'll just do sooner, is to get another farm going. And this farm can grow more corn, and then we can get yet another farm to grow cactus. The reason for this is eventually I'm going to want to grow regional crops and wheat. Both. Server team is back. And I'll send them out to this dune as soon as we can. Do I have a lot of time in this game? I always research the games I play, so I always play enough to not be ignorant about its game mechanics, unless there's a good reason for me not to. Like, it's a puzzle game and it's ruined if I know everything in advance. So I don't generally play games blind, if I can help it. This farm, I'm gonna fire one of the farmers. What happened here is it used up all of its grow slots, and they have no work to be done. So I'm gonna move the, let's see. Actually, gonna turn this into dirt road. I'm gonna expand the farm a little bit so they have access to more plots. Alright, this farm. Fill this up, and this will be my cactus farm. So that we can have some income of water, despite the fact that we're in the desert. And then this will be a second corn farm. Oh, come on, let me move it. I like how I can move it for free, but I can't move it where it already is, even though that would make the most sense. Okay. Hire and corn. This cornfield might be a little too small, but so be it. Actually, no, before I really start this farm, I'm gonna set it up that it has more land available to it. Nice, everything I need for a windmill is already collected. Perfect. And all my beets got processed, so we'll make... we'll stop eating raw corn. And for now, these guys are going to make more berry muesli, because I have a big surplus of berries. But then as I start to build up my corn supply, we'll transition from berries to corn. I just don't have enough corn to do it right now. All right, let's put this farm here. That's a lot more plot spots. Perfect. It's nice that chat's involved. Yeah. Speaking of which, I don't have the salt to get a bakery yet. And bakery is going to take a long time to get the 75 planks that I need for it. So, should I do bakery, which would be option number 4, option number 1, villager needs, would probably be the town square, so that we have prettier houses. Industry would be dung collection, so that we could do compost. And Onbu needs would be Onbu doctor, so that we can tend to Onbu. So those are our 4 options there. And soon we'll be at another crossroads. It looks like northeast is going to be tools and more desert, and then southeast is going to be mountain. But I'll pull on that once we get a little bit closer. We're not close enough to make that decision yet. It also wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to set up a second berry farm, because our first berry farm's basically at max. It really can't get much bigger than it currently is. There we go. Second corn farm. This should keep us fed. We had a nice big food surplus and then wandered into the desert and found ourselves at a food deficit pretty quick. I did mention earlier in the stream that tends to happen when you change biomes. Like, that's par for the course. Okay, random event. Looks like villager needs is going to be next, so we'll get the town square researched after we finish our current one. Choices here. Dancing under the hot sun. Looking for protection from the sun, your scavengers walk under a cliff formation. There, you meet a tribe performing a dance ritual. We can ask for shelter and offer them some water. We would lose 40 water. We have 278. We could join the dance party or look for resources elsewhere. Give you 30 seconds to vote on this. And if you're wondering, 278 water is still pretty sizable sum of water. Of course, it really depends on whether we're going to the mountain next or we're staying in the desert. That's ultimately up to you. Ooh, it's kind of tied. What's it going to be? Shelter for water or dance party? Ooh, dance party wins out. And it starts to rain on us, and they gave us water. So instead of getting sand from this dune, we got water from the dune. Oh no, maybe that was the oasis. But either way, we just got a whole bunch of water while in the desert, which is kind of nice. And we've turned Onbu's back into quite the agrarian society now. We have so many berries that I'm just going to keep cranking out berry muesli. I don't see a reason why not. Because we can always turn the corn into, I think it's grilled corn. Oh, is corn not a resource we can smoke? Thought it was, but apparently not. Well, we could make smoked fish, but I can only make it once. But yeah, let's make one batch of smoked fish for another ration pack. Server team's ready to be deployed, but there's nowhere to go. So fire them. And here's another transmission. We've received another transmission, and it seems to be our mysterious benefactor from last time. You actually managed to complete it? I'm impressed. How is the connection on your end? Hello there, we can hear you loud and clear now. I am, Wally, or Waltraud, one of, the villagers' elder. On behalf of everyone here, thank you very much for the blueprint. But I might ask, who are you? Why do you possess this technology? Right, I haven't properly introduced myself. I am, call me Nona. I've always been interested in learning new things, and residing in an old research facility, surrounded by ancient books and technology, has certainly helped. But I am currently much more interested in who you are, a people living on an Onbu, a species long thought to have gone extinct, a real, living, wandering village. How do you know so much about us? I'm sorry, who are you? My name is Theodore, and I'm one of the other elders here. So would you please answer my question? Of course, I see. Well, my facility here is in surprisingly good condition, which means that it can gather a lot of data from all over the world. The seismometers, or seismographs, I'm assuming, capture the rhythm of your Onbu's gait. The long-range microphones record the melody of its sounds. It's also incredible. And the fact that you managed to construct a crude transmitter is just the metaphorical cherry on the top. See, dear, I told you this would be a good idea. But Nona, why did you contact us? Would you like to come here and join us? Oh, thank you very much for the offer, but I can't leave this facility just yet. No, there is something much more urgent that I need to discuss with you. Surely you've noticed that the spread of poisonous fungi is getting worse every day. So up until this point, we actually haven't seen any poisonous fungi, but basically there is poisonous fungus that is like choking the world to death as part of the game lore. Yes, unfortunately, a lot of people are seeking refuge in our village. Many of them are already afflicted by the poisonous spores. There seems to be no end in sight. You're right, there isn't. Not if we don't do something, that is. But with your ability to survive out there and the technology at my disposal, we might just be able to fight back. Fight back? How do you imagine us fighting back against what has plagued this world for generations? Scattered across these lands are relics of the old world. I'll tell you more about them when the time is right, but know this, I do have a plan, and with those relics in hand, we stand a chance. You want us to run errands for you? Even now, we are barely managing to survive. Any distraction could be death of us. I understand your reservations, but I believe that the ultimate fate is not only your village, but the entire world might depend on this. And you are the only ones I could ask, because there is something only a wandering village could achieve. No. I say we shouldn't do this. Why should we trust an outsider? Why should you trust me? Why should I trust you? It's been 100 years since anyone has seen an Onbu. How do I know you're not just going to exploit it for your own gain like all those other humans before you? What we do is none of your business. And you don't need to trust us because you don't just want to use us for your, because you just want to use us for your own gain. Now hold on, dear. Nona, please hear me out. I can only speak for myself, but I would not want to exploit our Onbu. We all need each other, and that's why I would like to live in harmony, not only with Onbu, but also with you. I know it could be difficult to find a balance to strike, but we're all doing our best. And it's not just, and it's not my husband's decision what we do as a village. It is our leaders. Yay! So cranky Theo doesn't get to call the shots. So please, tell us where we would be able to find these relics. Thank you. I will try to locate one close to you, and I'll be in touch once I know more. Theo, you can't talk to people like that. I guess we can give it a shot. I'll be in my tent. He can be so difficult sometimes. I know you make the right decision for us, my friend. Oh, Theo. Mr. Cranky. So, we are doing okay with food. We've got about twice as much food as we need for daily consumption. And then I have a lot of my day laborers just collecting extra berries so that we have plenty of food. Some of the other day laborers are clearing the trees so that we can have a larger farm. And we are... Oh, so both ways look like it's mountains. This turns to mountains, so that's good. We'll be able to collect some water. Once we have windmill research done, we'll pivot to get town square. That's what you guys voted on. And town square is a building that provides decoration for the houses. So if you click the houses, see these bars? Each tent can have up to a decoration tier of 3. And the town square will be attractive, essentially, for the houses around it. And then if it's staffed, you can also hold events, which usually costs you resources, but holding events will, like, usually raise happiness and things like that. So all these dunes are just clay and sand. This is iron ore, elfly, clay, salt, corn. Not that it's worth it. That's a really high scavenging cost for the corn, but still. Corn from that ruined settlement. It looks like the trees got cleared. And now the corn farm can really start to help feed us. Our water's holding pretty steady, which is good. And we did just research windmill, which allows us to mill wheat. Without bakery, it's not useful though. Research tree, town square, start. So bakery tech requires a lot more planks than I currently have, so we're trying to build up the plank supply to gain access to it. Why is the music banging all of a sudden? The music varies depending on the biome that you're in, so we're in the desert biome, so it's desert music. Oh, another transmission. Once you plug in your phone, it never stops ringing. I've located a relic in your vicinity. It is being kept by a man who needs your help. He is a bit of an oddball, so please hear him out. I will connect you to him now. Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, hello. How can we help? The lady I talked to said you lived on Onbu and are able to deploy flying scavengers? That is correct, yes. Amazing. Please, you must help me. One of my beloved carrier pigeons, Beako, has gone missing on a recent sortie. He must have gotten lost inside a poison storm, and I don't know what to do. I can't go by myself, as I'm afraid sending more birds to find him would just lead to me losing them as well. So please, if you spot any poison storms from up high, send your scavengers out there to look for my Beako. Oh, poor Beako. Of course we can look for him. Rest assured that we will help give him the best care we can. I happen to have some experience as a veterinarian, so I'll personally accompany our scavengers. Thank you so much. The lady said you were particularly interested in this old relic my father kept around. You can have it, if only you bring back my boy. We'll do our very best. Take care. You handled that well. Make sure to take a look at your map. I'll check the surroundings for poison storms and mark any that stands out to me. Thank you again. Talk to you soon. If you want to go out there yourself at your age, for a crazy person's bird, have you finally gone mad? Dear, someone needs my help, and I feel that I'm more than capable of providing it. As soon as I can locate it, I'm going. End of discussion. Don't worry about me, dear. And at present, I don't see any poison storms out here, so it's not actionable yet. Okay, we are coming up at the crossroads. And I'll have you guys vote for directions. Yes is going northeast to the mountain biome. I see mushrooms and a cave and a bunch of sand dunes and some tools. And then no is southeast, which is nomads, ruined villages, caves, mountains, and it's in the mountain biome as well. So both directions are mountain biome. And that's about all I know. Alright, looks like we're going northeast. Probably what I would have picked to pick up some more tools, because tools are always very useful. Okay, my server team now can go somewhere interesting, so let's enable that building again and go out to the dune. I don't use ration packs for surveying unless I have either an abundance of food and ration packs or if the resource is important. If you're wondering who's eligible to be in the village, it's anyone in chat. I just don't generally click on the villagers to find out their names. Unless it's like... Oh, yeah, there you are. See? You're in the village. Everyone's in the village. Do we have food? Yeah, there is some hardy mushrooms up and coming, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the mushroom ball to Onbu, the one that we made. So the next priority we have is build a town square. And then after we get town square research, I'll have you pick what is likely the last research project. So villager needs would be hut. Industry would be dung collector. Onbu needs would be Onbu doctor. And my choice would be the bakery. Alright, let's fling a mushroom ball at him. So mushroom balls are more nutritious. This is a 25%, not a 15%. So hunger will go down to 26 or 27% once fed, which is pretty good. And then we can order and issue eat command at the hardy mushrooms and really reduce the food need by a lot. So the town square is shaped like this. It has a sphere of influence for happiness. And I am going to place it... So I mentioned this really early in the stream, but basically you don't actually physically ever need to go to your houses. So I'm going to put it up here, like way the hell out of the way. Because it doesn't really matter where it is. Alright, next research is a toss-up between village needs, which would be huts for nicer housing, or bakery for nicer food. So if you want to break that tie, go for it. And we have a decision. Oh, so we're going to go huts. Choice. Founding a settlement. Wandering across the desert plains, the dry desert plains, your scavengers encounter scouts from another tribe. They want to start a new settlement and ask your help to build a foundation, as there's no fresh water nearby. We can give what they need, but also invite them to join us on the Onbu. We can offer them some of our own water, or we can decline. Okay, invite them to join. So they want, I'll give them all stone slabs, because I have a lot more stone slabs than I have cut wood. And they gave me water and decided to join. So because they decided to join, I'm going to make 2 temporary huts here, knowing that those huts are going to be phased out once we... tents, sorry. Knowing those tents are going to be phased out as soon as we get huts. New survey team. Let's go get salt and sand. All right, town hall raises happiness when it's fully staffed, but I'm not going to bother staffing it right now. The plan for this town hall is to plan our huts that we're currently researching around them to benefit from the aesthetic boosts. So that if you take a look at the happiness meter, our decoration starts to get fulfilled, raising baseline happiness, allowing for more nomads to get attracted. Now, knowing that, I don't feel like I need to add to grow our population at the moment, because food production is just keeping up with demand. So I don't feel like it's urgent that we like expand up population or anything like that. And we'll be in the mountain biome pretty soon as well. And I think what I'll do is I'll play a little bit over time just to build our first set of huts. So I'll just accelerate time. I usually play on 1 speed, but I'll make it an exception. We got 3 extra tools, so now we have 5 tools. And that allows us to possibly upgrade one of the air wells. We can upgrade the air wells for like special membrane or advanced funnel, or just save them for some other upgrade. None of the far-flung survey sites look all that attractive to me. We just researched huts, so after getting huts, I'm going to get bakery. I don't have the wood for the bakery yet. So while we acquire the wood for the bakery, we can start building the huts. I don't have the clay for the huts, which is a bit of a problem. So in order to get the clay for the huts, I can queue up the individual clay sites that we had not been collecting from camps and have our free laborers gather some clay for that. Now that we're in a new biome, we just entered the mountain biome. I'm gonna need to switch crops around. So plant harvest beets. Plant harvest wheat. Plant and harvest beets. So moving from cactus and corn to beets and wheat. And wheat is going to be the field that is largest, because it requires generally the most space. So here is some houses that have some decoration bonuses. And one thing you might notice is that the huts have 3 beds, not 2, and then they have a decoration total of up to 7, not 3, so that they can decorate people better. And not only that, but they have more baseline poison resistance. So the people that sleep here have a 20% poison resistance, up from a 10, meaning that when we are in poisonous biomes, they're less likely to succumb. And that is a benefit in its own right. And I think, friends, this is where I am going to leave off for the stream for today. Thank you for tuning in to The Wandering Village, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow villagers.